when I say make O Block great again, it's like you gotta think about just close your eyes, think about what when you was younger, what O Block was to you. A movement of some young ass gangsters just having fun. Kids of the projects living in poverty, but making this shit look entertaining for the wealthy.
This is Sad Boy Radio.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sad Boy Radio. I'm your host, Matt, and today we got a very special guest, man. He's done On the Radar, did No Jumper, performed at Juice World Day recently.
So,
Shit, man. You even started your own nonprofit, Make O Block Great Again.
yep, Mocha.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
It's your boy Shoebox Baby. I'm from the south side of Chicago. O Block. Hip hop artist.
You came out hot right out the gate, bro. The kid that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead and talk about that, right? You had a rapid rise.
It was more so also like me being like hungry, like I wanted it. Like I came out like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to do this. That's what my man on. So it's like I was focused and like I was like destined for it. Like I was just striving for it. I was hungry. So that's why when I came out with the project, the kid that came out of nowhere, it was like more of a statement. Like a lot of people didn't know who I was or any of that. And I just came out and I just hit the ground running. So it's more like an introduction.
What do you think it was that created that hunger?
I think like terms of events in my life where it was like we took a loss or like I seen something good go into bad. So it was like I felt like it was my calling to like put it on my back and relive the moments.
What do you feel like was one of those moments that really pushed you out there that said, hey, I gotta get to it now? Because you've even mentioned in previous interviews.
I believe like when Vaughn passed away, it was like real sad for our neighborhood. Like we got that type of neighborhood where like we all we got. So it's like you can see us from going happy to being depressed. And like that was an event where it was like we lost Vaughn, we lost Slutty. We almost lost Ludang to a situation and it just brought us down. So I felt like I had to take that time to try to rebuild momentum.
How do you feel like it's turned out so far?
It's a curse and a blessing. Cause I feel like it's a blessing because like I get to save people's lives and I get to do something I love and I get to be the man I want to be, the hero I want to be. But I believe like it's a curse because like so much come with the past and so much come with the future. So it's like you be have to grind it out.
What comes with the past is a lot of baggage. It's a lot of trauma. It's shit that you've had to grow up dealing with. You know, previously you've said that your environment, it's not that you guys were bad kids, it's that you were in a bad environment.
I feel like that's how it be for a lot of people. Like I know you got your few that like want to be bad, but I feel like there's a lot of kids that really was like level-headed, but they was just in a bad community and it just like sucked them in.
Do you feel like that environment forced you to be somebody that you didn't need to be?
You never know like who you need to be. I feel like it forced you to be someone. I feel like it created someone you didn't know you would be.
Talk about that a little bit.
Your mindset will never be like, I'm focusing on the streets or like I'm focusing on life or death. At the age of like 11, 12, 13, you thinking about school, sports, activities, just like being a kid. And I feel like most 11, 12, 13-year-olds in my neighborhood, they already grown. Like they already know to survive. They don't know how to live. And that's sad because you'll get stuck in a cycle where you 12 right now, you look up, you 22, and you still in the same mindset, same environment.
How do you feel like that's impacted you now that you're at this stage where, you know, you're pretty much a grown-up? I mean, you are a grown-up.
I just felt like you just had to overcome it, like prevail from a lot of the shit. So it's like, it don't really phase because like, I got enough sense to be like, I'm going to get over this hump or I'm going to break this curse or I'm going to get out of this cycle. So I feel like it be within you. It's not always the environment. Sometimes you got to push yourself extra harder or go the extra mile or you got to miss out on things, but for the best for you.
What do you feel like it took for you to get to that point, to understand that?
Just life, period. Like, you make mistakes every day. The only good thing about mistakes is you live, you learn, you redo it.
I want to take it back real quick to the fact that, you mentioned growing up in O Block, right? And we talked about the rapid rise. You were able to witness two great musicians have a rapid rise. Chief Keef, the first one.
Shout out to Keef.
Shout out Chief Keef.
Oh, bro. Yeah, go man.
Witnessing that, growing up in O Block at that time, what did those days look like?
I was a kid, so like me looking, it's kind of like I was these guys like 16, 15, 16, 17, but it's like I'm probably like 11, 12, and I'm just looking at these guys like, damn, these some grown ass men I know, and it's like they famous. But now I get older and I look back like, man, them niggas was babies.
They probably didn't even know like what they were doing for real.
Like, what the fuck? Them niggas was 16, grown as hell.
At that time too, it was probably just like putting out shit to put out shit, right?
Yeah, just for the fun of it.
You don't even think that this is about to change my life. You're really just doing it just to do it. How did that shape the way that you viewed success? Watching that.
It made me get used to popularity quick because it's like, damn, my neighborhood, the whole world fascinated with my neighborhood. And we live here. We trying to get the hell up out of here, but everybody want to be inside of her. So it made me like look at things like life ain't really about what the common person do. Sometimes life about whatever thrills the crowd.
Mm-hmm. It introduced you to the fact that social media creates a facade early on.
Yeah.
That's before, Instagram's a thing. Before Facebook is Facebook, MySpace was probably still like at the end. So the idea of social media creating such a huge perception of this is where I want to be, and that's the people on the outside, right? Because once again, like you said, the people on the inside, we're trying to get out. This, that our idea of success is leaving that. Watching the way that people had started to almost romanticize this, how did that shape your thinking?
When I was seeing Chief Keef them like get on and get big, I just be thinking like, man, like we could be rich off just being us. Like it was glorifying poverty, glorifying the ghetto. So it made me feel like we can make it out too.
Did you ever feel any animosity towards people that were romanticizing that idea for you?
Like outsiders?
Outsiders, yeah. Because you know how the fact that people started to make it almost like a, I didn't want to bring it up because
like academics.
But I didn't want to bring it up because there's so many interviews out there talking about it. But the fact that they almost make it like a tourist attraction.
Stuff like academics back then. I used to be a kid watching that stuff, but I used to be like kind of just like going what Big Bro and them saying, like, man, academics ass police, man. That's a police ass shit, man. That shit weird. But then like as I get older, a lot of that shit was some police ass shit. But a lot of that shit was like, a lot of the stuff he touched on really just helped glorify us and really help shed light on us and help us have a platform to get out of the, it's people, you got to think about a lot of these rappers, for a lot of these rappers, I bet you 95% of them wanted to be a Glory Boy or 300 or O Block or something like that. You got to think about it. These guys probably was their favorite rappers at the time.
You're talking about like the rappers that aren't from Chicago, right?
Yeah. You just a kid. You imagine you. They probably like 10, 12, 13. Like, let me see. It's 18-year-old rappers right now, hot as hell. They probably was like, that was like 10, 11 years ago. They probably like 8, 9, whatever the fuck they was. They was just probably like damn, like, I want to be what the fuck these guys is. These guys are fucking gangsters from the projects. So it's like they glorifying what we live in.
It's like the mob. You know how they always make mob movies and shit?
No, I don't know nothing about no mobs.
You never watched like The Godfather and shit?
It's like the mob now. Yeah, no, doing it like the mob.
No, but I'm saying like the fact that that lifestyle has been glorified.
Like the mob, they was getting glorified, but it was like the mob was like standing on business for like the communities and stuff like that. So that's why it was like the mob, people glorified the mob because like they was providers to people. And it was like people that laid low, but like that, this movement, like Chief Keef and them, like that, they was having It was just some kids having fun, being some kids from the projects. And the world just found it so thrilling. So that's how it was getting glorified like that.
And then you move towards, the next big star out of there, King Von, right?
Yep.
You talked about
The
him
king.
already. The fact that he impacted the community, you've said it before, he was a street legend before he was even a rapper. So he already had that.
That notoriety.
He already had that notoriety within the community.
Within the city.
Then you see him become this megastar hanging around Lil Durk.
Shout out Lil Durk too.
So you see this person that you didn't necessarily grow up with, but you had a relationship with him become a megastar.
Yeah, for sure.
Being that close to it, what did it make you realize?
Me actually witnessing him do all this and talking to him about it, it motivated me a whole lot. It motivated me. It just made me man, if he could do it, I could do it, man. This man was he was just on the verge of losing his life forever to the justice system. And he came out and just just impacted the world within a year. That'll make you think damn, I could do that. Man, you could do anything possible. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. But you gotta focus. You gotta lead. You gotta put your faith in God.
What do you feel like some moment that you had with him that really pushed you to be I'm gonna be able to do this one day?
Just me have a conversation with him, just me telling man, bro, I'm finna start rapping. And he'll joke around with me. He probably didn't even believe me, but he probably was just joking around with me and be man, don't tell me you're gonna do it. Do it and just show me. And then times he used to just come out the blue randomly, man, you still be rapping off Detroit beats and shit like that. That just show you he remember what I got going on.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to think about that because sometimes you think that the people closest to you, they don't even remember what you got going on. So for you, hanging around this megastar that's probably got all this shit going on, having the world looking at him, he's remembering what you got going on. That's a good ass feeling.
Especially when you saw him get it out the mud, turn mud into diamonds. That mean a lot to me.
He stayed with you a couple times, right?
Yeah, times when it was the block was hot and the police was harassing people. He'd probably hide out in my crib because my house would probably be the closest house right there. So yeah, we had a couple of times we was just a long talk.
What did one of those look like?
Nothing. I was just chilling in the kitchen, looking out the window, waiting till the police leave.
So then you experiencing all this early on. Once again, you said it forced a lot of people to grow up way too quicker than they would have liked. In what ways did you see yourself growing up too quick?
I found myself saying I couldn't go certain places, or I couldn't go see certain girls in certain neighborhoods, or just me just thinking man, someone to kill a 13-year-old, referring to me man, I gotta watch my surroundings. I gotta move like a grown man.
Do you feel like it instilled the fear of death in you?
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably 13, 14. After that, it was just when I was 15, 16, it was just damn, shit, I die.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't gonna lie, that's a deep ass feeling to have when it's you're a kid, you're a freshman. I lost my first friend when I was a freshman. My first day of my freshman year of high school. I was 13 going on 14. I'm damn. I could die.
Because it's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen to those people that you're growing up with. These are literal childhood friends that...
Let me correct you. It's not that it's not supposed to happen. It's that it's not normal to happen. Because anything can happen. So it's it's not normal for you seeing kids dying like that. It might be it's normal to me now, but in a modern day life, that's not normal at all. Children should watch their parents get laid to rest, not their parents watching them get laid to rest.
How do you feel like it changed your view of death, your understanding of it?
I understood that you can't avoid it.
But watching that happen so early on, it'll make you start to question a lot of things. A lot of the times, even me, losing my family members who were older family members once I was 21 years old, it created this question of why did they have to go? Why now? Why in this way? You know what I'm saying? And there's a FEMDOT song, it's called Recovery Mode, where he talks about all of that. He's saying, I know how my friend died, but I don't know why. I don't understand why. And the specific lyric is he says, what you see when you look in my eyes, all the trauma I hide, all the hurt I disguise. So what you see when you think about our lives, another time we survived, but felt guilty we alive. Have you seen that survivor's guilt start to impact you?
All the time. Yep. Like, I think since I was like probably like 13, 14, 15, around that time.
What do you think it is that weighs on you so heavily?
It could have been me. I think that weighs on me the most. Like when it hit home. Like when it hit home, someone real close, you be like, damn, that could have been me. But when you in a situation, but it wasn't you be like, damn, that could have been me. Only if I just ain't tell them to sit on that side and I sit on this side. Or only if I ain't have my chair back this way. It could have been me.
How have you combated that feeling? What have you done to...
I just started to leave it in God's hands. Like, that's how I feel about a lot of shit in life. Like, I just leave it in God's hands. I don't really think too much on it. Like, I don't really like to think about shit that I can't control. So why stress about something I can't control? You ain't doing it but giving yourself high blood pressure.
But it's hard when it's somebody that's close to you. It impacts you mentally and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So for you being so close to that, it's like, damn, that really could have been me, right? And once again, you talk about it in multiple interviews where you say, a lot of the people that grew up in my neighborhood, they all had the same circumstances. They all had the same situations going on at home.
That's something we all had in common. Like almost all of us had our mama but didn't have our daddy. Or like all of us lived in the projects. Or all of us not used to having shit. Like that's what make us like close. That's what make us brothers. Like the struggle. Like we ain't blood brothers, but like we struggle together. We struggle brothers.
How did you see that impact you growing up? The things that you had to overcome?
In reality, we all was the same way, but you had like everybody try to be better than everybody else. So it's like you had the ones trying to downplay you, but really we like in the same fucking boat. It's just you probably make it look better. Or you probably got something on that's not playing, but I do. But we in the same boat. We fucked up together. Why the fuck is we even talking about shit like this and we fucked up together? And you don't think, shit like that when you kids, you don't think about it like, this nigga trying to talk about me and shit. Both our mamas broke as hell. We both live in the projects. So it's like, shit like that you don't really think of when you're a child, but like when you get older, you think like damn. Like he used to be saying I was fucked up, but he was fucked up too.
What point did you realize that?
Like shit, when I got older. And I'm still around the same motherfuckers I grew up with. Like, they never left my side, so it's like, they were like, man, you just be taking a trip down memory lane. Y'all be thinking about y'all roast each other. You be like, damn, you was fucked up too. You talk about I was fucked up. You was fucked up as well.
Now you're at that point too where you're able to actually talk about that shit and understand it a little bit better.
Yeah, because now we shining together.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can go and laugh at the shit.
So what was it that made you start to make O Block great again?
That's crazy. You asked me this question, like, and I was just thinking about this whole, like, that question, it been on my mind all week, like this whole week. It was like, what's the exact concept if somebody asked me? And like, when I say make O Block great again, it's like, you gotta think about, just close your eyes, think about what when you was younger, what O Block was to you. A movement of some young ass gangsters just having fun. Kids of the projects living in poverty, but making this shit look entertaining for the wealthy. So it's like, you go from there where you got Chief Keef, where he young as hell, and he making war and poverty and like kids acting grown look fun and exciting and thrilling, to you got Vaughn, where somebody who came and saved something you used to think about. Like you used to think about O Block. It's like, oh, that's what Chief Keef from. But that's what it used to always be until Vaughn came around. Now it's like O Block, that's Vaughn, that's King Vaughn, like that's his block, that's his neighborhood, that's his brand. He is O Block. So it's like now you see that Vaughn passed away, and it's like you don't really see like Keef like in that scene like that no more. So it's like now it's like it just sounds like a urban legend. So like that's when I like kicking like make O Block great again. It's just like bring back the memories of you as a child and you watching these badass little kids at the project on the screen, or just like you just watch these young ass niggas fresh, cocky as hell, jewelry on. So it's like that's my concept. Like just bring it back. Just really like just like kind of dwelling on the past. Not even dwelling on the past. It's like kind of like just me taking you down a trip.
Nostalgia.
Memory lane. Yeah.
Bringing back that feeling for the kids growing up now.
Yeah.
Because that's what you got to witness.
And also for the adults who were kids, so they can feel like young kids going back into their memories. So that's why it's like it worked for everybody.
Why did you want to do that?
It was like something just heavy on my mind. It's like my neighborhood is like my heart. My neighborhood is like my life. That's my life. Like, so it's like I ain't nothing without my neighborhood. I tell people that all the time. Like, that's how I feel. I'm nothing without God, my family, and my neighborhood. So it's like it really means something to me when I'm hearing this about my neighborhood, that about my neighborhood, or seeing people want to see my neighborhood downfall. So it means a lot to me to make sure that, like, the project is perfect. Cause I feel like it's a statement. Like this is my statement. Like the kid that came out of nowhere was an intro, but like this is a statement. Like this right here is like a recreation.
Talk about the significance of the two. The kid that came out of nowhere, like you said, that was the intro. But that was an amazing period of your life. You came onto the scene once again doing On the Radar, No Jumper. Like you got booked for big shit off that. And the kid that came out of nowhere was a statement that you already knew that this is what I want it to be. This is what I want it to be called. Why was that so significant for you?
You explaining me and like everything you learned about me so far in one statement, like one saying. It was made by a hungry ass kid. A kid who wanted to shock the world. A kid who wanted to make a name for himself. A kid who wanted to pave the way.
But not just the album, but the motto. What did that represent to you?
It represented who I was to the world. Like, it represented, like, you could be a nobody and become a somebody. I feel like that was the background of the kid that came out of nowhere. Like, a zero turned into a hero.
So then make O Block great again. That's the second motto that you've come up with. I like this shit. You got, this is you? That's you thinking of all this shit?
Yeah, of course.
That's hot. So the significance of make O Block great again, you know, you went over it. The fact that you want to reinstill that feeling of nostalgia. You want to bring back the fun.
Yeah. And also, it's made by a hungry ass man. Like, I'm hungry for this shit. You gonna hear a lot of shit. Like, this project, you gonna hear like a crossover. Like, you gonna hear like a whole new sound, whole new flow, a whole new demeanor, a whole new swag, all that. But it's also gonna have the same end game. And that's feed that hungry man.
What's the biggest change you've seen in yourself from the kid that came out of nowhere to make O Block great again?
Maturity, facing fears, and just going from being a kid to a grown man, a boy to a man.
What's that fear that you gotta face?
Letting my people down. I feel like if I do that, my expectations for myself be so high. Like I be having to like here when really it should be like here. But it's just like I know what I done seen and what I done. So it's like when it feel like I'm reliving something I already done, I be like, man, like I'm moving backwards. Like I'm back at this square one because I already seen this. But it's really just my expectations just so high. Like I'm up and coming, but I be carrying myself like I'm like a mainstream person. Like I just like move mainstream, and I feel like that'd be a downfall for me because like I be having to snap back into reality. Like I'm still up and coming.
You know, once again, going back to the fact that you came out hot. like you blew up fast. So experiencing that success so early on, it can create that idea that, oh, it's almost easy. You know what I'm saying? And that's not like a knock to you because you achieved that. You were able to do that.
It's not easy. It's just like a mad thing. Like my whole like me upcoming, like my mindset always been, bro, I'm gonna be the hottest rapper ever. I'm gonna be the greatest rapper ever. I'm gonna be the best rapper in time. Like that's always my mindset. So like when that's my mindset, you can't tell me I'm not gonna succeed.
Do you feel like experiencing that success so early on made you complacent to a point?
I feel like it spoiled me because that's like I was thinking like I was just so full of it. Like man, I'm going so high I could take time off. And like really, you can't take no time off because every day it's someone else trying to take your spot. Even though this shit not a competition, not a race, it's a marathon, but it's like still, it's the people out here that really think this shit a race. So it's like they coming for your head. And now it's like when they coming for your head, you gotta retaliate. Like you gotta respond. You gotta stay on all 10. Cause that spot'll really get took. Cause them people be hungry.
I mean, you got to think about it. There's thousands of artists who do not the same exact thing, but to a point, everybody's a rapper, everybody's a singer, everybody wants to be the hottest thing out.
I think your chances to getting drafted into the NBA is way higher than becoming a mainstream rap artist.
Why do you say that?
Every fucking body rap. You gotta think about it. In basketball, who tried to go be in the NBA? College athletes, student athletes. Who tried to be rappers? Every fucking body. Snitches, convicts, teachers, workers, drug dealers, killers, females, mamas, daddies, baby mamas, everybody.
Because everybody wants that lifestyle.
And everybody think it's a get rich quick scheme. And it's not. Like you'll be waiting 10 years for a big check.
Mm-hmm.
You will spend more on making music than you will make in a year.
And a lot of people aren't ready for that. They're not ready to struggle because they don't love it like that.
I ain't gonna lie, like the beginning of me struggling, I wanted to say like I quit, man. This shit just too much. I really wanted to say that. It was like I had shit going on in life. Then my music, I went on top of it. So it's like I was like, man, I just quit, bro. Like I just wanna just go on a rock and quit for a minute. But I couldn't though. It's just like I tried to juggle both of them at the same time, and it just took me longer to get back into top shape. Like I'm still not in like top form right now. Like I ain't even dropping no music. So that's why I was like 2024, I gotta come in. 2024, I gotta come in hitting the ground running. I gotta get back to that hungry 2022 me.
What kept you from being that hungry artist?
Life, just lifing. Like this shit get hard, this shit get deep. So I be like sometimes you get like, man, fuck that. Man, fuck whatever I'm doing. I gotta focus on life and my mental. I had to get my mental right too. Cause like my mental wasn't right like the end of 2022. So it really took me until like the end of the summer of 2023 to like get my mental back. Like
You got to flip it into the music.
it took me so long to like turn it into music because it was like I was just dealing with it so much. I wasn't even going to the studio. I was just like, I wouldn't even think about the studio. Like I just started back recently, like getting back consistently, like daily, weekly.
Shit, I mean, I've been seeing you in here more and more often, bro. So, yeah. I know you're on it, bro. And I'm excited to see what you got coming.
I've been trying a lot of new sounds and shit like that. So it's like, I'm excited to get this shit to the world. Like every morning I be listening to this, I be like, damn, I do this shit right, I change this shit forever. So I'm just like I'm more eager to see like what's gonna happen, like what's gonna go on.
Do you feel like you didn't know how to turn that struggle into the music?
Yep, I didn't know at first. I learned how.
Is that why you got a new sound?
My new sound really just like explains everything that I just told you about like make Opal Like great again. My new sound is basically Moga, like the Mocha sound is what I'm on right now. So it's like when most of the songs you're gonna be hearing, the singles for to be coming out 2024 and the project, like that's the Mocha sound. That's no one else sound. That's a Mocha sound.
What is the Mocha sound?
Just give you like vintage drill, vintage trap. It's gonna be like a vintage sound.
Shit, man, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you chopping it up with us and just, letting us share your story, man. I know you got a lot going on, so
For sure.
2024, Mocha.
Yeah, Mocha on the way.
You got anything else you want to throw in there?
Shout out my supporters. Shout out to my family. Shout out to Grabber Leaf. Shout out to Grabber Mike. Shout out everybody. Shout out to young motherfuckers out there that's working. Keep striving. And Mocha on the way.
Make sure you guys go ahead, check out Shoebox Baby. Make sure you guys go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Sad Boys For Real. Peace out.
This is Sad Boy Radio.